one of those videos you would like to see sometime in the near future. I'm going to apologize for today's video being a little short. I am having some tooth pain and it sucks, so talking hurts and whispering hurts even more. So I am just going to get right into this unsolved missing persons case. I really wish I had more details about this case to present to you guys. You know, I hate it when I can't find out information. It really just ticks me off. But we are going to talk about Rebecca, or Becky Reusch. She was born September 21st, 2003, which is the year I graduated high school, so it's crazy to me that people were not even alive at that point. Makes me feel really old. But with her parents and her siblings, she lived in Berlin, Germany. Not a lot is really known about her life. She was just a normal teenager. She dreamed of becoming a stewardess or a model after finishing school. She was on social media quite a bit. In fact, on Instagram, she had over 30,000 followers before she went missing. And she also used TikTok a lot, which I really haven't dove into because I'm afraid I'll just get sucked in. Becky has two sisters. Jessica is one of the key pieces in this case, and she was 27 years old when Becky went missing. Now, the two of them lived in the same neighborhood, and they were very close, but they did live in different houses as Jessica had her own family. Becky loved to spend the weekends at Jessica's house, and their parents always allowed this since they knew that Becky wouldn't get in much trouble at her sister's house. So, on February 17th, 2019, Becky was over hanging out at Jessica's house, and Jessica was there, and they were like watching movies and hanging out with the 2-year-old baby. And Jessica's husband, whose name is Florian, was at a party with his coworkers. Now, Becky's mother had agreed that she could go hang out with Jessica, but she said, "You have to be at school on time the next day." So after the girls had watched some movies, Jessica went to sleep because she had to work the next day as well. Becky slept on the couch in the living room, and the next morning, Jessica got up early because she had to take her baby to daycare before work. Now, just before Jessica left, Florian returned from this party very early in the morning, and for the next few hours, it would only be Florian and Becky in the house. At 7:15, Becky's mother called to remind Becky to go to school, but Becky's phone was off. So their mother then called Jessica to make sure Jessica made sure that Becky got to school already. But Jessica was like, "Mom, I'm already at work. I don't know if she got to school on time." So then Mom calls Florian, who says, "Oh yeah, she's already gone for the day." And she took all of her personal belongings with her: phone, wallet, handbag, backpack, and she even had what's the name of it? One of those little Polaroid cameras with her, and she took that as well. So, at first, her family thought it was kind of strange that she was already gone for the morning at 7:15, because school didn't start until 9 a.m. So it was pretty early for her to leave already. So, since she wasn't answering her phone, her mom decides to send her a message through the WhatsApp, and the message was delivered, but it wasn't ever read by Becky. At first, her family really wasn't that nervous. They just didn't think it was something serious, like maybe the phone died or I've ever heard this, but they weren't really happy about that. They said that the pictures that the police used did not represent very well how Becky actually looked. And if someone was trying to identify Becky based on these pictures, they would not be able to identify her because of the many filters we all use on social networks. So speculation comes in at this point, and people are like, oh, well, maybe she ran away. But the police really, for once, didn't believe much in this hypothesis because she was really loved by her family. She really seemed to love her life, and they just didn't really feel like that was the direction that this case was going. So, around 10 days later, on February 18th, the police arrest Florian, Rebecca's brother-in-law and her sister's husband. And this arrest was like a major shock to Becky's family. But now the police have said they have this prime suspect in her case. Now, as far as I can tell, the main reasons behind Florian's arrest were the fact that his statements didn't really jive with the police. So the first thing he said was, the first thing that happened was at 10:45 a.m. on the day that Becky had disappeared, Florian's car was seen driving to Poland on a trip that lasted 1.5 hours. And the car was seen sometime again later making the exact same trip. Florian reported that he had arrived home at 5:45 a.m. and immediately gone to sleep. But according to the data from the internet router in the house, Florian had continued to use the internet well beyond 5:45 a.m. In addition to this, Becky's cell phone remained connected until 7:46 a.m. on this same router. Florian had received the phone call at 7:15 a.m. that the mom was looking for Becky, and this is when he told her that she wasn't in the house any longer. So why was her phone still connected to the Wi-Fi up to 30 minutes after he said she wasn't there any longer? The police also found, and I couldn't find out exactly what or where, but they found genetic material of Becky's inside Florian's car. But they consider this pretty inconsistent evidence because this car was also driven by Jessica sometimes, and Becky had ridden in it numerous times. So that to me kind of tells me it wasn't like blood, but more like her hair. I know I have said so many times that I could never commit a crime because you would find my hair everywhere, even if I hadn't done something. So I feel like that's pretty normal. And she had pretty long hair too, like me, so. Alright, so Florian is arrested, and he is actually released shortly after that for lack of evidence. But the police are not giving up on Florian being a suspect in this case. In fact, they arrest him again on March 4th. And this whole time, her family is saying there's no way it was him, he is not guilty, and that they are focusing their attentions on the wrong person. So, during Florian's second arrest, and under police pressure, he finally tells them why he had driven to Poland that day. He was meeting a drug dealer, and he returned to Poland a couple days later because, for some reason, while he was meeting this drug dealer, he had forgotten his wedding ring there. Now, the police, much like myself, and probably you, did not believe that story very much. was a person that she had met online, and he did not live in the same town as her. So Becky had asked her parents' permission to meet up with Max a week before she disappeared. According to the police reports, Max had identified himself as the same age as Becky, and they had been chatting, but the police could never identify him. So there is a possibility that Max is actually like a sexual predator, and that he had lured Becky somewhere and done something to her. After Becky's disappearance, Max also disappeared. He deleted all of his social media, and as far as I could tell, the police have never been able to identify him. Now, we are in 2022, and this case is still unsolved. Becky's family have chosen to distance themselves from the investigations after receiving several criticisms from the police for their lack of cooperation in Becky's case. And this case is still unsolved. So, let's talk about this first for a little bit. I think that this is like the first case, really, or that we've done in a really long time, where the police didn't immediately think, oh, she's just ran away. And I don't know if that is like, what am I trying to say? The difference between like American police and police in Germany. Because here in America, I feel like they always say, oh, she just ran away. Oh, it's okay, she'll be back in a couple of days. And they don't really immediately look for people. And I don't really know. I haven't covered many cases in Germany, and a lot of the details in this case are in German. And I don't speak any German at all, so I couldn't exactly translate some of that stuff. But it is more of a faster moving case, even though there's not a lot of details for me to give you. They really sort of started looking for her very quickly compared to what they do here in America. Alright, so first let's talk about Florian, okay? So I would not how can I word this correctly? It would not be the first time that I have seen a case where the sister's boyfriend has done something to a victim of a case. Now, obviously, I don't know him. I didn't find any interviews with him. I didn't read anything from him. But I find it incredibly crazy that her family was like, no, stop looking at him. It wasn't him. There's just no way that it could be him. That is a lot of familial trust, I think. I mean, if my sister's boyfriend or my brother's girlfriend was subject to a case like this, I'd be like, no, you look into them. You look into everything they have been doing. But that could also be that I'm a very suspicious person and I don't trust people. So I would want the police to dig down every single avenue that they could potentially, find some evidence. So him driving to Poland is quite suspicious to me, although his car had GPS, so I'm pretty sure that the police really thoroughly searched the area where, his car stopped. Sorry, that was Lucy. I do think it's strange that his wedding ring would have been left behind. I didn't exactly find out. Was it someone's house? Was it a pub? Was it, where was he supposedly buying drugs from this drug dealer that he took his ring off? Did he stop at a bathroom and wash his hands and took it off and left it on the sink? I find the whole wedding ring and then going back for the wedding ring thing really suspicious. Although, I feel like if he was in the wilderness trying to hide something, he would have just put it in his pocket. But maybe he forgot to take it off and he was she decided she wanted to go meet him because her parents had said no, and she was just gonna do it anyway. And she went to meet this person, and they were a predator, and they hurt her in some way. However, it was a very strange time, I feel like, to go meet someone. It's a school day. It's early in the morning time. Like, maybe she was just gonna skip school that day. But clearly the school is pretty prompt at notifying parents that you don't come to school that day because they called like the same day. I don't remember my high school doing that, but maybe some of them do. Again, maybe that's just how they do it in Berlin. Again, the United States just doesn't care. But, you know, I couldn't find the context of the conversations between her and this person, so I don't know if it was like a romantic relationship or they were just online friends, just chit-chatting about social media and gaming and, you know, whatever they were chit-chatting about, or if they like wanted to be together. But why did he disappear if this was not the case? Like, either he was pretending to be someone he wasn't, or he hurt her. I don't know. It's very, very strange to me that he would then just disappear and the police couldn't find anything. Like, we have pretty good people to trace things like this and ping IP addresses and all these things. I have to wonder if they couldn't trace her cell phone because it was off. Like, they couldn't see if it pinged somewhere. It does kind of make sense to me that if Florian had done something to her, that her phone would still be connected to the Wi-Fi in the house for another half an hour after he had said she'd left. Now, that does leave kind of a narrow window for him to do something to her, because the sister left between 6:45, you know, so the mom called at 7:15. That's really like a half an hour window. Now, for me, that feels like a long time, but we all know that sometimes these crimes can be quick. But I would have thought there would have been some sort of evidence in the house. I don't know, some sort of sign of a struggle, but maybe not. It is always completely crazy to me when I report on these cases for you guys, and there's just nothing. There's no signs of her anywhere, no CCTV footage, even in 2019. No one seeing her walking, carrying her backpack, eating at a diner with this Max person or whatever. And I always feel like that means they didn't leave on their own volition. Either she was hidden somewhere, like in Florian's car, or something like that, because I feel like these days especially, everyone has cameras. Maybe not so much in 2019, but businesses and things like that. If on her trek to school no one spotted her, I feel like that's just strange. So, anyway, I think that is all that I have on this case. I really wish I had more details for you guys. If you are from Germany and you know more about this case than what I covered, please definitely leave it down below. Like I said, a lot of the newspaper articles in this case are in German, and Google Translate is not friendly to Shannon. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and